The new The Backrooms movie by Kane Parsons and the A24 group is pretty good. It's definitely worth a watch. Here is your spoiler warning. I'm going to go into a bit of an overall review and a couple of things that happen in the actual movie. If you don't want it spoiled, go watch this movie. It's worth it to go see it in theaters. It's a great experience. It's a great movie. It's like an hour and 50 minutes. It's not super long. It's a great movie if you like horror, if you like liminal horror, if you've watched any of the Backrooms series or played any of the Backrooms video games. It's worth a watch. Go check it out. One more time, here's your spoiler warning because I'm going to get into it. My name's Hawk. Thanks for checking out the channel. First things first, the movie opens up with some found footage, if I remember correctly. And really, the whole first act of the movie, it's like the whole first half, really does a really good job. They're developing the Backrooms as like an idea, the horror behind it, the suspense. The main character of the movie, his name is Clark. He owns a furniture store. Obviously, he's a troubled guy. He has some problems in the past. Kind of blames everyone around him or blames different circumstances in his life. Doesn't take ownership for the things that he's caused or that have happened. Yada, yada, yada. Blah, blah, blah. All of this will be explained in the movie. I'm not going to take a bunch of time here to explain all of that to you. But there's this Clark guy. The acting in this movie is really, really good. Again, I would say the first half really stands up. We also get introduced to a few other characters, like one of his like store managers. I think it's his only employee, and her boyfriend, who he enlists their help to check out the back rooms. So essentially, first half of the film, it is a little bit of a slow burn at first. I think they start to introduce some of the async stuff as well. I have some thoughts on that I'll share here as I get closer to the middle to end of the movie. But they find the back rooms. He enlists the help of some other people to go find it. They bring a camcorder down there. I think they do a great job of bringing in the found footage aspect and not totally overdoing it. So we all know that a lot of found footage right now is totally overdone. It's oversaturated. People are running around with camcorders, yada yada yada. But the Backrooms was originally found footage content on YouTube by Kane Parsons or Kane Pixels on YouTube. And can't say enough good things about Kane and what he's created here with this. It's just super cool to see this brought to the big screen. I am a fan of the series as well, fan of some of the games too, but I want to remain critical here. That's why people watch reviews. You're going to get some critical information from me. I'm not going to go easy on them. I'm going to say some of the things that I would have changed in the movie, but overall, it's definitely worth it. So, we get into kind of the middle of the movie, and some more stuff is getting revealed as we go along. We're in the back rooms, we're looking around. I would say when we first get into the back rooms, some of the shots, some of the, it feels a little long, kind of drawn out. Like, once he gets in there, it's like, all right, like, would his first time in there, would he take that much time to look around? I got kind of nervous. I was like, how's he going to find his way back? Like, he's wandered so far. I feel like he got really lucky finding his way back that first time. If I remember correctly, we don't really see the monsters per se in the first couple bits. There was a really good jump scare, got me with the. I don't want to give anything away too much, but in that first found footage tape, that jump scare absolutely got me. I jumped out of my seat. I was like, I was not expecting that. Movie goes on. We get kind of into the second act. Lots of action is in there. The therapist character finds the backrooms as well. She kind of goes searching for him. I would say that kind of middle point is when he and the two other characters, the manager of the store, that's his employee, and her boyfriend, they go down trying to check it out. I don't think, and this might just be like the script itself or the writing. I think the acting was really good, but I don't think the actual script did a good job of like getting him to kind of get them to come follow him. He was just kind of like, I need your help. Come with me. And they're both kind of like, okay. And then he's like, come into this weird room. And they're like, okay. Like, I don't, the girl at least has a little bit of resistance, but her boyfriend's like, no, it's cool. Come in here. It's like, how does he know? it's his first time seeing it too. Uh, so I don't know. I may have taken a little bit more time developing those relationships versus the developing like or taking a bunch of time on those first couple scenes of the Backrooms. But again, that's why we're watching the movie, right? Most of the people I would say that are going to go see. I hope. I There's two thoughts here. One, I think a lot of people that are going to go see this movie already know about the Backrooms in some form or another, which is fantastic. I hope the people who don't give it a chance. So there's a couple things that are definitely fan servicey. So for those of us who do know the series and know about like async and the storylines there, I don't know if that added to the movie or if it kind of detracted or just like made more questions. What I mean by that is we get that first found footage clip, right, of the async guy. I forget his name. I think it was Wayne or something. I need to go back and rewatch the series to see if that's like a named character or not, because if someone could tell me in the comments if that's an important character in the actual series, that would be awesome. It might be. I'm trying to go through the gears in my mind right now and determine if he was a character that we knew about from before. So we get that, and then we get a couple like shots interspersed of one of the doctors, or one of the like async guys. Uh, and it kind of causes these questions along, like, oh, is he going to be involved? And you're like, yeah, of course, like he's going to be involved somehow. He comes into play at like the very, 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 very end of the movie. Uh, I don't know if that added anything to the story. I did at first. I didn't like the story behind the psychologist and like her mom, but I was talking to my girlfriend and she was like, "Well, I think it was important because it." She made me come up with this new thought of I think it was important for the story as a whole because she might now have a totally different worldview because her whole career and her whole inspiration was like she had a crazy mom, right? And so she went through like an abusive childhood. But maybe now in her worldview, how her mind works is like maybe she's like, maybe my mom wasn't crazy because maybe my mom saw the Backrooms and that's why she was crazy. I don't think that's what happened. I think her mom was just a psychopath and went crazy. I don't think her mom had anything to do with the Backrooms, but maybe, who knows? I also was curious about the window thing. If anybody can talk to me in the comments about that, there was a voice message that gets left. I think that's from Clark. I think that's from Clark about the window. We see a painting, like a mural later. I think Clark did that. If somebody in the comments, though, might be able to clear that up. My girlfriend and I didn't, maybe missed a thread there in the movie. Then we get to the end of the movie. Again, this is something I really like the Backroom series. I think Kane did a great job with it. And I think he's going to continue it as well. I sure hope so. But whenever you reveal the monsters, like fully reveal them, I think things get a little less scary. That's one of the gripes I have with the Backroom series as a whole. It's like I think we see too many of like the monsters or too much of the monsters, and to me they do look a little silly. They look a little goofy. They're kind of all like spindly and weird, and it's immediately to me it immediately like kind of takes you out of it. Where it's like, ooh, that's like I don't know. Some people love it, some people don't. I'm kind of in the middle. I don't love it or hate it. I just think it takes a little bit away from the suspense because the suspense is so good. There's another series, the one I'm gonna forget the name now. There's another series that he did, with it's like in an abandoned mall, and there's this big old statue that moves. I think that one's really cool because there's not as much like it's still supernatural in a way, but it's not as much like kind of goofy to it, and it's all about like the suspense of this thing chasing you. You're hearing it, you're feeling the suspense, so it's pretty cool. Overall, again, did a great job. The second half of the movie, I just think loses a little bit of that like suspense in some ways. When the therapist shows up, there's this scene where Clark has gone bonkers, right? He's lost his mind, and he ties her up, and he goes through this kind of monologue about what he thinks the Backrooms is, and It's cool because we don't know if that's the truth or not. It's just like obviously it's what he thinks. And we do see some cool cutscenes that they show the audience that Clark or the other characters don't necessarily see, of the multiple copies, like copying in on itself and copying in on itself and copying in on itself. Now, watching the Backrooms, we know, well, know is a strong term here. We can infer that it's sort of copying things from humans' memories in a way, but whose memories is it copying? Or from what time periods is it copying? Because in the Backroom series, we've seen some time jumps happen. So that didn't really happen in the movie at all. I was kind of waiting for something like that, but that doesn't really take place. However, Clark does this explanation. It's great. Again, the scene itself is like a little goofy, but he's still very threatening in the scene. So he remains pretty spooky during the scene. Again, the least favorite part was kind of the reveal of like the big bad thing that's walking through. Obviously, I feel like it's some sort of different entity to the other ones. The other ones seem more docile, or they didn't attack Clark originally. I don't know like how he made friends with them or whatnot, but they're just kind of there. They're just kind of copies. I don't think anyone's commented on this yet. I'm sure it'll come up soon. I think the copy of the woman is supposed to be a copy of his wife because it's his house that they're in. I think that scene where he's in like the Christmas room, I believe that is a memory of Christmas that he has, and his wife was there, and maybe somebody sitting like next to a lamp was also there. I believe that is supposed to be his wife because when he goes and like grabs her hair and does the thing, I won't get too gruesome here, and then puts it on the therapist's head, I think that is supposed to be a copy of his wife. Um, I don't know though. That's just my opinion. That's just a theory. Then the big bad comes in. We get this kind of final chase scene. Again, the big bad, whatever that entity is. He just looks a little goofy to me. Like, yes, it's still scary. Like, I get it. She's getting chased. He's a bit scary, but he is still kind of goofy. The chase scene kind of ends, and again, we get some similar imagery to what we've seen earlier with what the async is doing with like the chords, the sounds. My biggest gripe, I think, with the movie as a whole, this is one of the areas where I'd detract a couple points from my score for it, would be, for some reason for me, the sound design did not hit very well. People are going to have different opinions on this. I had a hard time telling if it was the movie's sound design, like if it was supposed to be just the audience hearing it, or if it was actually noises that were happening in the back rooms. It is obvious that sometimes when they have noises in there, but for example, in the YouTube series, you know that whatever you're hearing is happening in the back room. So like sometimes there's like ambient music going, or there's like sounds that they hear. So I was left wondering if those sounds are occurring in the back rooms, or if these were sounds that were overlaid over the movie, like in post that, we're supposed to be. And I get it. You don't want to have like a totally silent movie, but for me, it took a little bit, it detracted away from like that first scene that you see where it's like really creepy. Every noise you hear is like, oh, this is a noise that's happening in the back rooms to this character. That took a little bit away from the movie for me at least. But again, not a huge thing, just didn't land with me. Overall, I think this movie is fantastic. I will go see it again, potentially go see it in theaters again, or I will go see this once it comes out digitally as well. Absolutely worth it to go see this. Hope you've enjoyed the review. If you stuck around this long, definitely throw a subscribe on the channel, like the video. I appreciate you hanging out. And yeah, I would give this like an 8 out of 10. I think this is a really good horror movie. I haven't gone and seen a movie on opening day in a long time. I was excited about this one. So Kane Parsons, great job. A24, great job. This is going to be your biggest release in theaters yet. I almost guarantee it. At least it's going to make the most money on your initial investment. Almost guarantee it. So go check it out. Make my prediction true. 8 out of 10. Kane Parsons, great job. Trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, this is what I was going to say. If you stuck around this long, here's my ending opinion here's all the things I would change. One, sound design. I would just say, screw it, have some silent parts, make all the sounds in the back room actually sounds that are going on. Even as simple as like cut all the ambient sounds as soon as they get into the back rooms, because there's other stuff going on throughout the movie that's outside of the back rooms. Have music going during that, have a backing track, whatever you want to do. But once you get in there, cut all the sounds. Make a cut of the movie with no sounds in the back rooms. It's going to be way scarier. Way scarier. Other thing I would change, and this is just my personal opinion, people are going to come at me for this. I wouldn't reveal as much of the monsters until like the very, very end. Or, again, people would throw a fit about this, but don't even reveal that like big bad monster until maybe even the very end. Or leave it like really ambiguous, right? Have it be like a dark being that's like trying to copy things or trying to move and it like can't move right because it doesn't know what it's doing. I do think the big bad thing is it's some sort of different life. Maybe it's a still life. Maybe the other ones are still lifes. If you've watched the series, you might know a little bit about that. But we also didn't see any of like the mushroom spore fungus things in the movie. At least I don't think so. There might be a reference to it because there's one part where he looks up and there is like liquid on the roof or on the ceiling. So that might be a reference to that as well. Excuse me. I would also change how the async story is inlaid with the movie. I know that was fan service, and I know like it's cool to see the async stuff. Be like, oh, we know what async is. We've watched the YouTube series. I think it detracts a little bit for like the first half because you're like, who is this guy? Like, why is he important? That first found footage works really well. Here's what I would do. Almost remove that dude's character completely from the movie. Have that first found footage exactly like you have it. Have the whole movie. Don't cut away to that guy or him like watching the TV with his family and recognizing the dude. And then just have that final scene where she gets saved. I think it would add like even more suspense because it's like, oh, she's gonna die now. Like no one's coming to save her. But you've kind of put this thought out there that like maybe these async people are. But you kind of still get that just because you see the recording, you see the camera. So maybe. I don't know. I would love to discuss it with somebody in the comments if you think that added to the movie or detracted from the movie. Have that last scene just be where we kind of meet that guy. And he's like, I used to be an MRI technician, and now this is my job because we found the Backrooms. And I think it would hit a little harder because then she kind of disassociates and realizes that they're like, oh, she thinks she got out and got saved, but now she's in async. And I don't know. I think that her story either ends there or best case scenario, she starts working with them, I guess. I don't know. What do you think happened to her? What are they going to do with the second one of this? Is Kane Parsons just going to go back to making it on YouTube? Are they going to make a second movie? What do you think? Comment down below. Again, if you've made it this far, I really appreciate you. Leave a like, subscribe. Hawk out. Peace.